Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve.
There it is.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve.
Joel and Steve.
I am raw dog in the day right now. I just woke up. It is It is like when I texted you, I was just making coffee.
That's so funny. I've been up and eating chocolate for like 4 hours, so 5 hours now, maybe even. So I'm like, and lunch is cooking in the background. So I'm like, I'm really hungry and just kind of agitated and yet full. And I'm just full of all the things.
Yeah, man. Happy Easter then.
Happy Easter. Yeah, totally. Yeah. We actually sat and participated in a Zoom church service this morning, which actually wasn't completely, it was pretty decent. Actually, it was a nice little meditation.
Nice.
And also we got it makes me happy that my children have inherited my sense of humor and able to kind of laugh at the absurd. So it was great.
Nice. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, but yet still have some ability to be reverent,
Yeah.
and grateful and all that stuff, because really that's what it's about. So,
yeah, I gotta do some family things. And I think that this was, I think this might be my mom's favorite time of the year, so I'm gonna try not to be even though she's heard my rants.
Right. Just let your mom have her day.
I know, man. Why? I don't have to ruin nothing.
You don't have to ruin it. You could save the vitriol and judgment for later.
For another day.
Right.
I fell asleep. We both fell asleep on the couch. Got up about 6 a.m., walked into bed, and I slept for another 4 hours. So
nice.
That's where I'm at. We saw a movie last night.
You saw a movie?
And I don't, we went to the movies. We saw this movie. I really wanted to see it. My former guest and good friend Armando McLean told me to see it. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Oh,
is what?
Okay.
Everything, Everywhere, all at Once.
And you saw this at the Marcus Theater or
at the Market? Yeah, East Park. We went to. It is unbelievably, wildly absurd, zany, and amazing.
Okay, I'm in. That sounds great.
I can't. It's one of those, I'm not going to say much more, but I highly recommend it to you and everyone. It is so strange and beautiful and weird and awesome.
Okay. Well, too much of everything is just enough. So let's do this.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's, that's pretty much the moral of the story is, it's all too much and it's never enough.
Right. Amazing. There's our Easter wisdom right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need to, how in newspapers they'll print not a retraction, but like a correction.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had, because we were talking about Bill Graham last week, and like I had this moment listening to it again where I was like, oh my God, I've become the old guy whose memory is fading.
Oh no. What'd you do?
Well, just when I was misremembering events.
Oh yeah.
And when I went through it, we were talking about whatever Bill Graham and seeing him at the Oakland Coliseum and all, and like that couldn't have happened.
Right.
I saw his work and his legacy, but not him in person. But in my head, I've seen it's like my brain took, and it used to, like when I was a younger person, I'd listen to older people talking about events that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yep. And be like, that's so sad. And now I'm that guy. I'm officially that guy. So I had a wallop of mortality this week.
But when I listened to that again, because I knew that conversation was like beautifully meandering towards this really cool, these cool revelations.
Sure.
And when I listened to it, it was clear that you connected Bill Graham to that event because of the volleyball net and because it was a legendary thing. And
yes.
I don't know. It didn't seem that
Well,
it didn't
whatever.
seem that senile to
But
me, man.
Well, thank you. But that, that's just our tendency to take the one negative and make it the whole thing,
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
I should just hang up my microphone. I'm done. I have no integrity.
I'm just gonna retire to the rocking chair and
Pretty much
yell at clouds.
yell at clouds. Yes. Speaking of, I've been reading that not Lola Levine, the other guy, Josh Corda. I've been reading his this unsubscribed book. Have you read that?
I have not. Is it? When was it written?
2017 maybe.
Okay, pretty recent.
Yeah. But it's great, and it's been yet another call to live with integrity on a level that I don't know that I'm ready for.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense, man.
What's the
I don't have it with me because I wanted to quote something, but I don't have it in the room, so we're gonna have to do it next week. But
okay.
There's just a lot. It's a lot. It's very dense, and it's very I don't know, it's challenging. And I don't mean like it's hard to read, but I mean like it's a challenge to like to be better, to be more authentic, to live more in the present. And it's really great, and I'm glad that I'm reading it, but it's a lot, and so we'll just have to see how all that unfolds, because I might just put it on the shelf and ignore it. I don't know. We'll see.
No, I think it's one of those where it sounds like it's hitting you so hard you won't do that, or you can't do that. I
can't. Yeah, it's and I'm not entirely like out of line with what it's saying, but it's just like we were talking a couple of weeks ago about, it's like step 6 on the 12 and 12. Like, just it's so like there's no resting.
Yeah.
Right. There's no it's, and I've also simultaneously, so I've also been listening to Henry Rollins Get in the Van.
Right. Yeah.
Which is challenging in a whole other way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I always think of like Henry talking about we're getting ready to see Henry on Friday, so I'm pretty excited about that. I love that guy. But he he talks about like, if you're living for Saturday, what your life is like, your life is wrong. Like, if you can't wait for Saturday and you can't wait to go on a vacation, then there's something terribly wrong with the way that your life is laid out. Like, if
fuck you, Henry.
Right. Exactly. But that is right.
That's where I'm at right now.
I understand that, but I think about that all the time. Like, I actually saw a license plate yesterday that said LIV4 SAT.
Yeah.
Live for Saturday. And it's like, why? Like, what's so wrong with Monday through Friday that you have to live for Saturday? And Henry raises the point of like, the entire, like, the root of the word vacation is vacate. Like, if you're working to, I don't know, get to Disney every year.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with the rest of the year?
Yeah.
And so those two things, like because he talks about getting the van, about how he took the choice to leave the security of his minimum wage management job at the Haagen-Dazs store in Georgetown to take a very big leap to go in the unknown to become the singer for Black Flag.
Yeah.
There was no regular paycheck, and there might not be food.
And
all that goes with that, and it's paid off pretty well for him in the long term, know.
Right.
But that's also the call. It's also the same call that Josh Cord is talking about in the Unsubscribe book. Right. Like, the two things are very similar. The dynamic is the same. I think they're coming at it from different places, because Josh Cord had a successful career that was killing him.
Right.
Or Henry did not,
Right.
He had he had a regular job, but it was also killing him. And he had this opportunity kind of dropped in his lap to go do this. And so the question is, are you going to do it? And he said, fuck yeah, I'm going to do it. He got in the van,
So you're telling me to buy a Sprinter van? That's what I'm hearing.
I am not saying that. I am not. Is
that what I'm hearing? It feels like that's what you're saying.
Hey man, if that's follow your bliss, Joel.
I feel kind of called out there, because I am completely, this semester has been,
you've expressed that it's been a challenge.
it's been a challenge, but there's been beautiful, like part, like the show I did at the Lead Center was a get in the van moment.
Right.
It was like,
uh-huh.
do this, this fell into my lap, do this thing. You're an actor, do this, dive in. It's going to be hard. And you don't know if your sanity is going to be intact, but do it.
Right. Yeah.
And
that worked out pretty well. That was amazing.
Yeah. But
it
did work out earlier.
Let me just diminish my great moment.
Yes,
let me not revel in the awesomeness that was that.
Damn, man, it's a lot, dude. I haven't even yeah, it was amazing. It was awesome. It was a great experience. And
there we go.
This show that I'm directing has been beautiful and really cool to get to see students sort of really step up and take some leadership and empower them to be a part of the creative process. There are other aspects of my job that I find unsatisfying.
My home life is unsatisfying.
My home life is unsatisfying. No, my home life is amazing.
Yeah.
But there's some shit shoveling at work that I don't like doing.
Oh,
I know. But it's easy. Fuck you. It gets easy to get into that mindset of Saturday's coming, baby, or the semester's going to be over, man, and I'm going to see some concerts and I'm going to go to Seattle.
I'm not going to live in the moment. I'm going to live at my Pearl Jam concert or Grateful Dead concert or whatever.
When I get to that moment will be great.
If your mantra is, well, I'll be happy when.
Sounds pretty alcoholic to me too.
A little bit. I just gotta get over this hump, then I'll be okay.
Yeah, I just gotta get to that thing. I just gotta be in that circumstance, have that bottle, be with those people, be at that party. Then I will be okay.
Maybe it's a function of getting older or whatever, but I've decided I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes. And I had the opportunity to go make really strange music with a really cool guy recently.
You talked about this individual a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
Okay. How was that?
Well, it was amazing. It was one of those things where I felt like the universe kind of opened up and I was presented with just a really cool opportunity, and a really, which is a special. We spent a couple hours together hanging out and playing weird music and very free. And it was one of those things where even 2-3 years ago, I don't know that I would have that would have happened because there was just some cues that were like, go talk to this person, go reintroduce yourself, go. And not that entirely long ago, I was, it's not, he wouldn't be interested.
You would have preemptively defeated yourself.
100%. Yes. And I didn't do that. And we got together and messed around for a little while and he has to leave for a little while. And I'm being vague kind of intentionally, but when he comes back, when we were partying, he's like, I think next time we'll record.
Cool.
And I'm like, I would love that.
Yeah.
It was a very high experience and very just far out. And it was affirming on so many levels,
What do you think is different about 2 years ago to now that made you say, yeah, let's do that? Or, I'm going to reach out to this guy.
Honestly, meditation practice.
Okay.
And not listening to my monkey brain saying, nah, you're not. You have other things
stupid.
To do. Yeah, you're not.
He doesn't want to. Nobody wants to.
No, yeah, and and you don't have the time, and you have other things that have to get done, and blah 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 blah.
That's what my monkey mind does about this whole Henry Rollins, Josh Corda call out situation. It's like, this sucks. This sucks. This is brutal, and you need to be, you need to find fault in all this because this is somehow shitty.
It's somehow shitty.
But it was our friend Mallory at the meeting the other night when I stood up for 21 years who said, you've got a pretty cool life today. And I was like,
yep.
fuck, she's right. Fuck, she's right.
Right.
And I'm in the thick of like, oh, I have a night off. I can go to a meeting and kind of just chillax this weekend. And she's like, hey, you've got a pretty cool life today and you're sober 21 years. And
by the way,
I looked at her like, I do have a, but my mind, I'm going back to the point. My mind is still susceptible to that daily sabotage.
Yeah. Well, I think that we need to stop and just for a minute and acknowledge your 21 years of sobriety, which we've kind of done in the secret meetings. But I want to say for the record that it's apparent that miracles do happen because I'm talking to one right now. Mm-hmm. And that I love you very much. And that I would not be the person that I am today without your friendship and companionship. So for the record, I'm very glad that you didn't drink and die for 21 years. Yeah.
I'm really trying to receive that stuff right now this year. Thank you.
You should.
I love you. I love you, man. And I noticed something the other night at the secret meeting when everybody stood up and clapped as we do for people with 10 years or over or whatever. I think that's crap, but whatever. I think it's crap too. I think we should start standing for people with 1 year.
Right. Yeah.
That's the
or
real
30 days or whatever.
Or 30 days. Yeah. Or like newcomers.
Right. Yeah.
But I noticed, and this is maybe a testament to meditation practice. I noticed my body language, like, kind of shoulders humped, looking at the floor, sheepish. I don't deserve this. And I put my hands in prayer, meditation, or namaste, or whatever you want to call it, and looked around and just tried to just take in that, just receive that praise, not praise for me, but just gratitude, it was, so I thank you for that.
Yeah. That's real though, just to accept it's well, first of all, it's not about you, Joel. It's so that the newcomer can see that it's possible, even though they don't believe it.
Right. Yeah.
You're lying. Right. There's something wrong there.
Oh, I was that way. Somebody stood up for fucking anything over 5 years. I was like,
no,
that's got to be miserable.
Right.
Or they're lying.
Right.
Yeah,
turns out.
But that's like what you said about the tape that plays in your head preventing you from doing cool shit. I mean, I kind of felt that with this play I did, but it was like, holy shit, well, maybe I can make this work. Okay, yes, like I've been sitting in a pandemic pining for an acting gig that's on the stage. Here it is. Take it.
Right.
The train stopped.
Right.
Get on the train.
Right. Get in the van.
But the daily grind, it's like, I don't want the, this is what I wanted, and like there are most of it is amazing, but there are aspects of it that isn't. And that's part of just having a job, I guess.
Right.
But I don't have to go down the rabbit hole in my brain and listen to that shit and just try to live for the weekend.
Well, that's, a guy I used to work with said, this is many moons ago, but he said, if I ever won the lottery, I'd still go to work, but I'd be a lot harder to manage.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I would be.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I would just donate. I'd donate enough money that I can kind of just have the real lackadaisical professor schedule that I want, and just donate and build a building or something in my name, and just kind of teach a class every once in a while, and at
your leisure.
Yeah, walk around in Birkenstocks and read and smoke a pipe by the lake.
Occasionally dispense advice to.
Yeah. Have students come sit around me in a circle and I philosophize.
Right.
I pay them to do it, but
why not?
Yeah.
If you could, why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Right.
So unsubscribe.
Josh Corda. That's great.
And get in the van.
Henry Rollins.
Everything everywhere all at once.
Okay. Yep. There's your for our dozens of fans. There's your reading material and your lessons for the week. We'll have a quiz. We'll have a quiz next week.
Quiz will be extensive. No open notes.
No open notes.
Yeah. It was I gotta find out if I got a couple of road trips coming up. I'll see if I can get that book.
Oh yeah.
On tape.
Get in the Van is actually on YouTube.
Oh,
Post it up on YouTube so you can just listen to it until it gets
how
pulled
punk
down.
rock of him.
I know, right?
How many ads do I have to listen to?
None. I didn't. I listened to a lot of it actually.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
There's an audiobook that from our we mentioned him a lot, Rob Bell, that I want to listen to.
Oh
too,
yeah,
about,
he's got a new one out.
Yeah, he's got a one out simply about like staying passionate and not burning out. I'm like, I could probably that might not be a bad idea.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, as I'm on the cusp of like committing to a tenured position, you know, like,
right.
Do I really want to do this?
Is that what this is? Is this anxiety about tenure?
That's part of it. It's part of it because, like, you know, a good chunk of my summer is going to be sucked up finishing a training I signed up for that I didn't really finish due to COVID, and working on my portfolio. And you know, I think my committee is picked, and that will be the fall semester, is, you know, kind of going through and submitting my portfolio and having a bunch of my colleagues decide whether or not I'm worth the investment. And I'll be honest with you right now, because I know nobody from my job or my students listen to this. This last little bit of the semester has just felt like I'm just like,
and yet it's still happening. Maybe you're just good at your job.
What the fuck is wrong with you today? Why am I haven't done. Yeah. All right. I haven't done any yoga. I slept the fuck in. I haven't sat in meditation or read any of my books. You were like,
I love Joel on like raw Joel.
This is raw, man. Maybe you're just good at your job. Maybe you're just a beam of light trapped in a skin suit.
I did not say that.
That's what it sounded like.
Whatever.
No, you're right. You're right. And yeah, okay. Also, all right. I'm processed. The coffee's kicking in.
Good. But see, I'm gonna have to go in a minute because I think the pasta's ready.
What kind of pasta we have in here?
Pasta. I'm probably rigatoni with my mother-in-law's sauce.
Like a red sauce? What are we talking about?
Yeah, red sauce. Yeah. One of the first times I'm at my in-law's house, and this is 18 years ago now, but I was taking a nap. Holly and I were just starting to date. I was taking a nap. She came to wake me up for dinner. I said, "What are we having?" And she said, "Pasta and sauce." And I said, "What kind of sauce?" And she looked at me and said, "Sauce." Like capital S sauce, like the sauce that's in my family's veins.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Get up and cut,
yeah.
I was thinking, like, is it marinara? Is it like we got some sauce? Like, what's happening? It was just like sauce.
Yeah.
So we're having pasta and sauce and meatballs.
I like
and
that.
Mm-hmm.
Because from where in my background, it's like, what kind of sauce? It's like ragu or the other store-bought. There, it's actually made.
Yeah, it's the sauce that her mom has made and her mom's mom made, and it's sauce.
Yeah, eat the fucking sauce. Get up, get off the couch, eat
Pretty
the sauce.
much, like, dude, yeah. What kind of question is that?
Hey, thanks for this gift horse. Can I see its mouth real quick?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, do you have any idea how fortunate you are right now? Like, apparently not.
Maybe
whatever.
Maybe your wife loves you. Maybe I'm good at my job. Maybe
weird.
Maybe I'm amazed at the way you love me, Steve. I don't know.
Bust out the Paul McCartney quotes. I love it. It's great.
Oh.
All right. Well, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're gonna go.
I'm gonna go.
You're gonna see your mom.
I'm gonna go read some recovery books. I'm gonna do a long yoga class online. I'm gonna sit in meditation, and then I'm gonna go do Easter at my mom's. Yep. Which is a very different time than when I got sober, because I was hungover and suicidal. So it's a little different these days.
Should be a little better. Yeah.
Should be a little better.
All right, man.
All right.
Well, happy birthday again. I love you.
I love you, man. Enjoy the sauce.
Thanks, buddy.
And toot your hooter.
Toot your hooter. I'll talk to you later.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Don't forget, toot your hooter.